Guys, it's that time of year again for another current rotation update, and actually, a lot has changed. And yes, I still have hundreds of sneakers, but today I'm gonna show you guys the pair of shoes that I actually wear. There's also some sneakers that I've stopped wearing for specific reasons. We'll get into that as well. Right, for this one, we're gonna make it a little bit easier. We've come up with some categories now. We've got gym or active shoes, my everydays, my beaters, my special occasion shoes, and my substitutes. So let's kick this off with probably the biggest category and most important, my everydays. Starting with the Asics Kayanno 14, probably my most worn sneaker of the past 2 or 3 months. I fell hard into this trend. Like, I love these things. Now listen, I'm not a big trend shoe guy. Normally when I see sneakers trending, I'm like, is this really something I can actually pull off or not? And oftentimes it's not. I don't wear Timberlands, I don't wear Sambas, but these ones got me. In all seriousness though, I do think these are very practical and really good looking shoes. In fact, I've been wearing this pair so much that I actually want to get a couple different colorways specifically on this model. There's a couple other Asics models that I've tried out that I also really like the GT 2160s. But yeah, this colorway is just so freaking good. If you haven't tried a pair of Asics out, just try them out. Your feet will thank you later. Another big everyday sneaker of mine is the New Balance 2002R Protection Pack. This specifically, I believe, is called the Rain Cloud colorway, or just the gray one. This one I love wearing if I know I'm gonna be on my feet for a long time, similar to the Asics sneakers where you just know you're gonna be comfortable, you're gonna be ready for whatever life throws at you in terms of standing around for ages. And this colorway looks super clean with a ton of different outfits, so I don't really have to worry about are these gonna go with this outfit. It's kind of just a case of throwing them on and they usually work. This is a relatively recent addition to the everyday category for me. It's the Jordan 1 Low Mocha, one shoe that I just think if you want a pair of Jordan 1s, it's gotta be these right now. They are super affordable. I heard that they just went on sale in the US, which is to me mind-blowing. This colorway a couple years ago would have been reselling for hundreds. Nevertheless, I have been wearing them quite a bit. I mean, they only just came out, so not a ton, but they're definitely in my rotation pretty full time now. I have still been deliberating on what laces I want to keep. I got the wax sail ones, which don't come with the shoes, and then I got the wax white ones. Which one should I keep? I really cannot figure it out. I don't know which one I like more. I'm kind of leaning towards sail, but I just kept them both in just to really, think about it for a little bit. This one I'm kind of still baffled with because this has been in my rotation to some degree for the past 3-4 years now. It's the Yeezy 700 V2 Creams. It's just such a freaking good pair of shoes, and I know I keep talking about them, but I just keep throwing them on. These things have just been with me for such a long time now, and they're almost at that point where they could probably slip into the beater category just because they're kind of getting a little bit cooked now. They got a ton of creases around the midsoles. The logos on the inside have completely worn off, but there's no tears or any significant damage. They still look somewhat decent for being 3-4 years old now. So yeah, these are still in the rotation. I love wearing these things. It's a similar kind of, the whole retro runner vibe with the Asics and the New Balances. These you're going to be super comfortable in, and they're just a really nice look. I specifically like wearing these with shorts. I think that looks great. But yeah, I think for right now, this is the reigning champion of the shoe that has lasted the longest between all of my rotation swaps. Next up, we got a little bit of an unexpected one because I honestly didn't know if these were going to stay in my rotation, but they have. It's the Flowers for Society Seed 1 model. These are such an interesting and cool design. They're super unique. I love throwing these on because you don't really need to lace them. I always wear them unlaced, and just the way that they fit is just super snug and secure, so I don't feel like I need to lace them up, although obviously if I wear these to the gym, I'll lace them up a little bit tighter. But yeah, incredibly comfortable, look really good. Not very many people know Flowers for Society, so whenever I'm rocking these things, people always ask me where the hell did you get those shoes from? But yeah, relatively new brand. I keep rocking these things. They're comfortable, they're nice, and I love them. They're definitely part of the rotation. And then last one up for my everyday is actually on my feet right now. It is the Zellerfeld Beluga 3D printed slide. This is an interesting one. I pretty much just, as soon as I got these things, I really liked the look, and I immediately threw them into my everyday rotation because I was so interested in what a 3D printed slide would wear what it would feel like every single day. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I wear them around the house. I wear them out and about sometimes when I'm running errands. You could definitely see some wear, specifically on the bottom and the sides. There's a few marks. But the cool thing about these things is they don't really crease up. Like, I know if I do this, you might be able to see some creases, but they just naturally kind of fade away. So they're not like the Yeezy slides where a lot of those creases end up lasting for a very long time and are kind of permanent. But these ones have definitely replaced my Yeezy slides in terms of like what slides I'm wearing. So yeah, Zellerfeld, you've done a great job with these things, and I just think they look super cool. They're literally a Yeezy slide 2.0. All right, let's get into the gym category. This one's pretty quick because there's like, I think 3 shoes that I actually wear to the gym that would be classed as like gym shoes. If I'm not wearing these 3 shoes, it's going to be one of my everydays or my beaters. First one up is the Jordan 1 washed black. Now, I do wear these not to the gym as well, but these are mainly my gym shoes, like for leg days and stuff like that. I do love the fact that they have just, you know, a flat freaking midsole, so you feel very close to the ground, and it's just an easy pair to kind of lace up when you know you got a lot of squats ahead of you. See, they got some gnarly creases in there from some of the exercises, like calf raises and stuff that I do. But yeah, they've held up. This is like such a clean pair, one of the more underrated pairs of Jordan 1s. So yeah, really like these things. Now this one you might roast me for, but just trust me, these things are just insanely comfortable. It's the Nike Free Run. I believe these are the 3.0s, and I have had these for such a long time, and I tried, you know, like, okay, listen, I've been wearing them for so long, I tried getting rid of them. I tried just being like, I'm not going to stop wearing them now. But then I look at them, I'm like, I remember that feeling of insane comfort, and I'm like, I gotta have them back. So yes, I still wear these to the gym a lot. They are such a great pair of shoes from Nike. It's literally just like a sock with a midsole. The midsole is designed where you get like full flexion of your foot whilst having a little bit of cushion, which is really nice. So if I'm doing any walking or just like literally in the gym for leg days, this is a great pair of shoes that you can just slip on and go. And then the only other kind of like specific gym shoe that I have is my powerlifting shoes, and those are just if I need to do like a super heavy set of squats or something like that, and maybe the leg press, but that's pretty much it. So they just kind of stay in my gym bag, and I'm never obviously wearing them for anything other than those 2 specific lifts. All right, beaters category, my absolute beater. So this is a pair of shoes that is basically something that I would wear like mowing the lawn, freaking washing the car, going for a hike. Okay. Something where I know I'm going to be in the elements, and I really just don't want any of my other shoes to get completely ruined, so I use this pair. Right now, it is the No Two Ways hike shoe. Now, this is just a sneaker model that I am a huge fan of, but specifically this version is incredibly good because what they did with this one is basically just beef it up to the max. It's like waterproof, it's super durable, it's like a freaking tank, and I just love the look of this model in general, especially this colorway, which by the way is a little friends and family piece. So it's got that like little tag over there, and it's also got some friends and family on the inside. I don't know if you can see it. Shout out to No Two Ways. This is like my main beater shoe, and yeah, other than that, it might throw like one of my everydays into this category, but the main beater shoe is this one. All right, special occasion category. So this one, I kind of called it special occasion, but it's basically shoes that I don't really wear that often unless I'm doing a specific thing. First one up is the Yeezy Desert Boot. I have been wearing these a ton when I go to London for like a day trip, or when I just want to dress up like a super cool outfit. These things are insanely good looking. Now, it's not just this colorway. I bought 3 different pairs on the most recent restock, or I had 1 pair for a while, but I bought this one recently, and I also bought the oil colorway. So I kind of wear all 3 of those like interchangeably, but I just think that they look so good with a bunch of different outfits. And I feel like I can really dress these things up nicely. Next up would be the SB4s. This is definitely a special occasion pair of 4s because it's kind of the most unique pair of 4s that I have. Like I've got like the Reimagine 4s, I got like the white Oreos, which I wear sometimes, but like very rarely. This is going to be the pair of shoes which I just think like because it's literally the only one that exists right now, it definitely has that special factor to it for me personally. So yeah, I love wearing these things. Again, it would just kind of be a similar thing to the desert boots. When I just want to dress them up, I want to look a little bit fancy, something like this, which is a bit more hyped, and the colorway just goes well with so many different outfits. I definitely like dressing these things up. Next up, for this special occasion, we got the Yeezy Wave Runner. Now, these kind of were like an everyday shoe for me for a little bit, but then I realized I don't have another pair of these things, and I gotta stop putting that many miles into them because the resale price is still very high. Like, I know maybe they kind of restocked a while ago, but the price didn't really go down. So unfortunately, this is the only pair that I have, and it's a pair of shoes that is so special and so cool that I always want to have it in my collection for as long as freaking possible. So yeah, I kind of reserve it for special occasions, or you know, if I'm going out, or if I'm like on vacation or something like that, I'll bring this pair. But yeah, it's definitely not an everyday anymore. I just kind of wear them around, clean them up, chuck them back on the shelf, and then just do that for whenever I need to bust these things out. And then last one up for special occasion would be the brand new medium olive Travis Scott. So I've only had the chance to wear these I think twice now, but this is definitely going to be my new special occasion sneaker. I used to wear like reverse mochas or the olives, but this is definitely one of my favorite shoes right now. It's such a good colorway, and I did a little sale lace swap, which is really annoying because they should have freaking added sale laces with this pair of shoes, but they didn't. So I had to get another pair of wax style sale laces, which I threw on here. So yeah, this is kind of like it's only just entered my rotation. I have not properly worn these things. All right, substitute categories, pretty quick. It's just kind of shoes that don't necessarily fall into any of these categories, but it is shoes that I am still currently wearing. So let's throw a little haymaker in there. And this one is something I did not expect. Trust me, I did not expect to actually be wearing these things unironically, but it's the freaking Hulk shoes. What? Yes. Listen, give me a second.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
These are freaking cool, okay? These are freaking cool. Yes, maybe you're gonna roast me in the comment section, but they're like so freaking like bizarre and funny that I throw them on randomly and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually gonna wear these things today. And it's fun because it's like when I actually walk out in public, which I have done, the people are always commenting on, they're like, what the hell is that? Or like, nice shoes. They were always like staring as I'm walking by. And I just feel like that's so freaking funny to be walking out in these things. Yes, they are absolutely bizarre, and it's something that I haven't worn that much, obviously. I mean, sometimes I'll just wear them around the house just so I can like look down at my feet and have a little chuckle to myself. These things are fun. Another substitute is the Yeezy 700 V1. I've worn these a decent amount, but again, it kind of falls into a category of like, these are very similar to my 700 V2s. But if those are like something I'm just getting tired of wearing all the time, then I throw these on. Last one up for the substitute category is the 3D printed slides from Atreon. These things are very, very cool and one of the most interesting slides I've ever worn. But they just kind of missed the mark just a little bit because they're basically so soft that you kind of fall into the ground, like you feel the ground as you're walking. So there's really not that much support, so I pretty much only just wear these around the house, and that is about it, because I would always take a different pair of slides if I'm actually leaving the house and I know I'm actually going to be walking around, because these would end up just being a little bit uncomfortable over time just because you're literally sinking right through these things. And that is pretty much the rotation. So we're going to go through a couple other shoes, so specifically the shoes I don't wear anymore and some that I'm going to start wearing or add into my rotation. So let's start off with shoes that I do not wear anymore, especially from the last current rotation video that I did. And the first one up has to be these freaking goddamn Yeezy pods. I probably gave these one of the best tries out of anybody who bought them. I really tried to wear these things. I actually wore them to the gym, and they were part of my rotation for a while. I obviously did the video where I wore them for 100 hours, so I was just wearing them every single day. And then unironically, like not for a video, I actually started wearing them to the gym. But there's just not really that much like wiggle room in terms of like what you can do with these to actually make them look good. I feel like however you split it, you do look like you're wearing freaking knee-high socks, and that's about it. So wearing these with shorts pretty much just got very old for me. Like, I just felt like I put on my outfit and I was like, I don't really want to be wearing these. I look a little bit ridiculous. So I stopped wearing them with shorts, and then with trousers, like your pants kind of go underneath. And then, yeah, it just got a little bit awkward, so I kind of just stopped wearing them. In fact, there's a lot of Yeezys that I've kind of stopped wearing, like 350s, I just don't really wear anymore. I can't really tell you why. Maybe they're just not in my style anymore. Like, every time I go to wear them, I'm like, I'd rather wear something else. I just prefer the look of something else. So, like, Yeezy 350s, I used to wear those a lot to the gym and stuff like that. They've kind of fallen out of my rotation. Maybe I'll bring them back into a different rotation further down the line. Yeezy slides, obviously they're not in my rotation anymore because I'm wearing the 3D printed ones. And then Yeezy foam runners, I still love foam runners, but because it's kind of fall and winter time, I just don't find myself reaching for them as often. And then shoes I'm going to be adding into my rotation. A lot of them are like I haven't actually bought yet, but we'll save that for a different video. The main one that I wanted to talk about is the Jordan 4 RM Nigel Sylvester. I'm going to be adding these to the rotation, especially during the fall time. This is a solid pair of shoes, and I think it gets a lot of negativity simply for the fact that it's like a Jordan that looks like another Jordan, so people kind of call it like the knockoff Jordan 4. But in reality, it's a solid pair. It looks really cool, and it's super comfortable because of the added puffiness around the ankle area. This colorway is phenomenal. It's great quality. It's reasonably priced. There's really not much that you can say is bad about this pair. That is pretty much everything. So listen, do me a big favor and leave a comment down there of what sneakers are in your current rotation. Be interesting to have a read through, and of course, if you want to check out another video, all you gotta do is click that one right over there.